Hi, I'm Crystal, and welcome back to Crazy Life of Crystal. So, I wanted to hit on a very touchy topic, but I think it's one that needs to be talked about. And it's something that I feel a lot of families in America deal with, really all over the world deal with, but we don't talk about it. It's just like taboo. It's shunned, and um, I'm talking about sexual assault. Um, Now, of course, this happens, outside the family as well. It was just I was looking at some of the statistics, and it just shocked me that 34% of sexual assaults happen by a family member, and I just feel like a lot of it comes from generational curses and the effect that it has on the family down the line and for generations down the line is just something that is devastating. And it affects us as a nation, and I really feel that you know we we have to address it. We have to address it to get past it, to get through it. Um, and I feel like at the end of the day, it depends on the circumstance how people handle it, but talking about it and giving, you know, people coming out giving their personal experiences, it it makes it easier, for others to come forward. I have had my personal experiences with sexual assault, um, on more than one occasion, and I'm not going to go personally too deep into my story because it is I put my experience in my book, and which will be out shortly. Stay tuned on that. But it's a novel based on a true story, and the main character, she takes on a lot of my personal experiences, which sexual assault being one of those. But I just feel like the more people come out and the more people, talk and they tell their story, it paves the way for others to do so as well. And I think a lot of it, people judge how they think you should feel or how they think you should react after an assault happens. And no two people are the same. They don't react the same. And it's so many different circumstances and situations that affect, you know, the way you react. And a lot of people think that it's just immediate, just anger or, but a lot of times it's confusion because a lot of times, the perpetrator, they play mind games and they're very manipulative, and especially if it's someone that you trust and is a family member or a close acquaintance, and they grooms depending on how young the victim is. Some of the victims are groomed, and they play these games to make you think that somehow it's your fault. It's even more so difficult to come out with something like this when it is in the family, because you have the other family members that, you know, let's just be real, they take sides, they give their opinions, and, it's just, it's not for them to give their opinion, it's not for them to judge, but it is what it is, it happens, and that keeps people from coming forward. The fear of not being believed, But my thing is to get through a situation like that, you have to be able to get it out, and a lot of times you have to be able to come to terms with the situation and be able to forgive the perpetrator, not for them but for you to move on. And I know that sounds crazy and it sounds hard, but you know, sometimes you have to look at, and the only way to do that is to really sit down and talk and analyze. But a lot of times you'll find that, you know, if you were hurt by a loved one or a family member, it's usually because they were hurt by a loved one or a family member. And no, that doesn't excuse the act, and no, it doesn't justify what was done, but it can give you some clarity and understanding of why things happen, and will help you to be able to forgive that person and to move on. And I think, you know, the sooner we start to realize that bringing these things out and talking about these things will only help our generations down the line and help make our family unit stronger, you know, the better. Because it's really sad to watch this situation just continue, this pattern, and unless we speak out, I don't see it getting better. And it's a process, you know, but you have to process it, you know, to get through it and to find your healing and to find your peace. So, you know, I like to give my statistics. So the statistics show that 1 in 6 women in the U.S. are raped annually. Of those, 69% are women between the ages of 12 and 34. Over 80% of sexual assaults are committed by acquaintances, and almost 95% of child victims knew their sexual attackers, while only 7% were found to be strangers. 34% were family members. See why I say that's the elephant in the living room? That was a total shock to me. I don't know why it was a total shock to me, but that's an alarming percentage of sexual assaults. Over 1.5 million women were raped by their partner in 2019, and approximately 70 women commit suicide every day in the U.S. following a sexual assault. That's crazy. That's why we need to make it acceptable, make it easier for people to talk about this. We need more no judgment zones. Like, we need more no judgment zones. We need to have a family discussion. Parents, listen to your children. Pay attention to the signs. If they don't want to be around somebody, man, something needs to be done. Lives don't need to be lost needlessly because they're afraid to come forward. For every 1,000 rapes in the U.S., 995 perpetrators will go unpunished. 995. Which is why it's not hard to believe why so many people don't come forward. I mean, can you imagine going through, reliving the act, going through a trial, and that person, you know, not getting punished, and the fear of having to, you know, run into that person later on, or even if it's a family member, you know, coming out about that, you're having to face that person before trial, before, you know, it's just it's a lot that people really don't process when they think about, well, why didn't you just go to the police? Why didn't you just, and it's not to discourage anyone from reporting, because you should report. It's something that, you know, you have to take a responsibility and think about, you know, other people that might come in contact with this person. But, you know, it's just to say that give others who may have been quick to judge a better understanding of what that victim might be going through, and what, you know, their thought process might be. I sincerely hope that anyone that might be going through this reaches out. There is a website called RAINN.org. And so, like I said, you can reach out, RAINN.org, that's RAINN.org, or you can call them at 1-800-656-4673. And me personally, I've called and they were very helpful when I couldn't talk to anyone else. So I just feel like, you know, people need to feel that there is a safe place, you know, and that society is not going to judge them for what they've gone through. The victim has been through enough. So yeah, I really hope that anyone who is dealing with this, have dealt with this, knows someone who is going through this, you know, show them the video. Hopefully it helps. Like I said, reach out to someone, report it. But at the same time, I also feel like, you know, you have to take care of you first. Yes, we have a responsibility to report, to try to protect others, but, you know, at the same time, you can't take care of someone until you take care of you. And I understand the process. You know, you have to process things for yourself, but above all, you get the help that you need first, you know, whether it's go to the hospital and get your physical health checked, you know, and make a report, and, you know, if you need to at a later time, pursue, you know. But I do understand the pressures of that happening and needing to give yourself time, because it is not only just a physical altercation or, you know, assault, but it's an assault on your mental and emotional self, and you need time to heal from that as well before, you know, pursuing or reliving or whatever process you feel you need to go through. Know that it's okay to take time for you to heal and for you to do things on your time. And I don't feel like a person should really be pressured, but more so they just need to be heard. So I pray for everyone out there who is going through a similar situation, and just know that you're not alone and that there is help out there. And if you know anybody, like I said, share the video, like, subscribe. Thanks for watching.